Hey everybody, we're back with more leaders from Dune, Imperium, Uprising. I'm Matt Hudson from Direwolf, here with Paul Denon. And we've got two new leaders to talk about today, the sort of filling out House Atreides and what's going on. So the first one up, we have the War Master himself, Gurney Halleck. So War Master, pretty straightforward ability. Can you talk to us about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of a strictly worse version of the Beast's signet, but the Beast has one of the most powerful signets, so
Sure.
Even though he doesn't get that bonus second troop that the Beast sometimes gets, just getting a troop for playing your signet is still good.
Yeah, I'm sure Gurney would feel great about being compared to the Beast. They have a really healthy relationship,
They'll probably have a scene together.
It might come up. But, I mean, even though his War Master is not quite as powerful, perhaps, as Revan's, he is always smiling. Can you tell us about his other passive ability here?
Sure, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, this is an ability I'm really proud of just in terms of, like, the name of it, calling back to that first movie.
Yeah.
And with how simple it is and how satisfying it is to play. Like, he's a one-pip leader. He's very easy to play. But then when you start to play him, you start to think, oh, if I get 6 or more strength in the conflict, I get an extra persuasion. Yeah, maybe I'll push in that extra troop or two. It's kind of fun.
Well, I mean, you're at 4. It's just one more troop, right? Like, just that other little incentive to continue to commit, I think, is really sweet.
Yeah. You can also have daggers, and that could help you reach the 6.
So that's Gurney, a very exciting new leader, but perhaps not as exciting as what we see in our next one, Jessica. Lady Jessica, who has a sort of, this is the first double-sided leader card that we've seen in Dune Imperium.
Exactly.
So there's obviously more going on there than in some of the other leaders that we've seen. So let's start with Spice Agony before we get into other memories.
Sure. So in the same theme of comparing to Harkonnen,
Sure.
Let's compare her Spice Agony to the Baron, right? Because the Baron, with his signet ring, can pay 1 Solari to get an intrigue card. Jessica can pay 1 spice, which is arguably a tougher cost to pay. But you also get to move a troop from your supply to the Bene Gesserit area of the board, and it is now considered a memory. So this is referring to the passive ability that we should probably transition to. So first of all, like, just getting an intrigue card for a spice, that's not bad.
Right.
And then there's also some other upside.
Yeah. So you're sending your troops off to the Bene Gesserit to become memories. We're getting to really metaphorical headspace here with Jessica, which seems entirely appropriate. So you've got some memories that you're starting. You're putting your troops over there. And then what happens with other memories?
Sure. So it says, when you send an agent to the Bene Gesserit, either of the Bene Gesserit board stages, you may, and that's important because you can go there early and not do this, return all your memories there to your supply and draw a card for each one. So, your perfect game is going to be something like play your signet, 2, maybe 3 times before you trigger this.
Yeah.
But you also might just do it, after 1, and that's not the end of the world.
Sure.
Because you do get to become a Reverend Mother when you do this.
So you build up this sort of, you're banking these cards that you're going to draw on a future turn when you flip Jessica, and you can really kind of calibrate how big you want to go there. And then you flip Jessica over. She's now the Reverend Mother of the Bene Gesserit. And so I guess we've got both Reverend Mother and Water of Life. So I guess let's talk about Water of Life first. It's relatively straightforward.
Yeah, it's straightforward. It doesn't look too good. Why pay a spice for a water, especially as you're getting towards the late game, which after you've flipped this. But the answer to that is in the Reverend Mother.
What are you going to do with this water?
So basically, her Reverend Mother passive ability is every turn when you visit either the Bene Gesserit or the Fremen, you may spend 1 water to repeat the effects printed on that space. Now, it's printed on the space only, so you don't get 2 influence when you spend that water, but you can get 2 troops and 2 trashes at a Fremen space. One of my favorites is probably just, I played this Saturday, and I used a doubler twice at Bene Gesserit, once for secrets to get 2 intrigue cards, and once for espionage to place 2 spies and draw 2 cards. It's really fun.
That's why you should never play with the designer. So sort of carrying off on the theme of maybe slower starts that ramp into these big explosive turns later on, there's a lot going on there with Jessica that gives you a lot of power that's pretty exciting, and a fun new design space for Dune Imperium leaders.
Yeah. And thematically, like these are kind of two of the leaders that we wanted to explore. Like, what if it's not just the pure leaders of the house, right? Like
Sure.
a war master of the house is not, he's not going to be leading, the house anytime soon, but he's an important character, so.
Well, there you go. Dune Imperium Uprising is available for pre-order right now, and we'll have more leaders coming in another video for you folks to take a look at. Thanks, everybody.